Good old EA. Good old Electronic Arts. EA ruins everything. So, thought I'd give my 2 cents to the few people that watch these videos, and I really appreciate it. To who's ever watching the videos. EA just keeps being themselves. They keep messing up, and they keep just being only concerned with the bottom line and money, and not creating a product or a community within these really great games and licenses they have. I mean, they have the Star Wars license. I mean, this is a bunch that has the Star Wars license. I mean, one of the most, arguably the most lucrative and prestigious brand in entertainment is Star Wars. I mean, you know, the new film, it'll make over $2 billion. It'll be huge. And they have the license for it, and they're squandering it. And it just goes to show you how arrogant and just scumbag EA is. They're completely just out of control. And they've been out of control for quite a while. And this whole loot box microtransaction thing is going to be the death of gaming. It really will. And I'm really glad that people are finally seeing EA and AAA gaming for what it is. And I hope that people don't buy games anymore, AAA games. I hope that they start failing. But just look at, they're nothing but vehicles for a money pit for you to just spend money on. They want you to pre-order the game, and they want you to pay full price, pay $60. Then they sell you half the game, and then they make you buy a season pass. Then they make you buy microtransactions. Then you got loot boxes, and you got all these things that are real garbage and just absolute trash. And you know, I just know that they're going to ruin Battlefield. Battlefield 2018, it's not going to be that good. And I don't even know what I hope they return to the modern setting, but they're going to ruin some really big series, and it's going to be the death knell of that series, that developer. And I think it'll be Battlefield. I think that'll be the one. You watch the Battlefield that's coming out in 2018. They've already confirmed this. The DICE CEO is talking about it, saying, "Oh yeah, Battlefield's going to be in 2018, probably October." That's when Battlefields have released since Battlefield 3. So it'll probably be October. And you watch. They will have shit in that game that completely ruins the game. It'll be loot boxes. They'll have a season pass. They'll have all these things. And it's going to ruin the game. And it's going to flop. And DICE is going to be on the cutting board. Just like the people that made Mass Effect Andromeda. Was it BioWare Austin? Was it Austin or Montreal? I don't know. It was one of them. And they're getting chopped. And Visceral got chopped so EA could buy Respawn Entertainment. So it'll happen to DICE, and that's what's going to happen. We're going to see DICE completely get fucked. And, you know, they're not going to have anyone to blame but themselves, because the community for so long with DICE has been saying the same things that they're saying now. And they're going to get gutted after, because Battlefront 2 is going to fail. This is actually a pretty big scandal, and this is going to impact sales. And DICE is in trouble, and I think they're going to ruin Battlefield. I think it's going to have loot boxes, microtransactions, and they're going to put weapons and like. I could see them putting like the AEK-971. Like, you know, I could see them putting the best, because I hear that the loot boxes in Battlefront are they have cards that are kind of like perks, and I hear that it 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 really changes how the game is played, and it really gives you a competitive advantage. And they're going to do that with Battlefield, and it's going to be a shitstorm like never. Like, if you thought Battlefield 4 was a shitstorm, Battlefield 4 had the worst launch I've ever seen in a first-person shooter. Like, in a game, maybe, not just a first-person shooter. Maybe Halo Master Chief Collection. That was probably the worst, but Battlefield 4 was second. And, you know, people were saying, oh, it's ruined the series, but Battlefield 4 still sold 8 million units in week 1. But if they have loot boxes and stuff in Battlefield 2018, which they will, prepare to see the series completely fail, because they've had a lot of mishaps with DICE. DICE is they're fucking up, and they're fucking up because they're just a subsidiary and lapdog of EA. But it's going to come back so hard on them, on DICE, and they're not gonna be able to make it. They're not gonna be able to come back from the shitstorm that is Battlefield 2018. Now, I think that's what's gonna happen. I hope to God I'm wrong, because you guys who know me and follow this channel know how much I love Battlefield. Battlefield 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with Battlefield 4. Battlefield 1 wasn't my cup of tea, but it returned the series to at least a quality type of game, a game that wasn't completely broken at launch, a game that wasn't completely shit on and broke piece of shit like Battlefield 4 was. And I want to see the series return to prominence of Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2 and 2142, because I think those are the best. But I hate to say it, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to ruin Battlefield with loot boxes, microtransactions, and it's going to be such a shitstorm, because EA's still not learning their lessons. You saw how they respond to this. They've put the microtransactions, like they've lowered how much you have to pay. So by like 75%, but they haven't gotten rid of them. So EA still hasn't learned, and they're going to do this in Battlefield, and it's going to completely ruin. It's going to completely ruin Battlefield forever, and Battlefield will never recover. Like, I do not think Battlefront 2 will recover from this. I think that this is the last Battlefront game we'll have in a while. I could be wrong, you know. I mean, I could be wrong, but you know, there's tens of thousands of people canceling pre-orders. It's going to impact sales at a pretty substantial level, and I think that this might be the nail in the coffin for Battlefront. I don't think we'll see a Battlefront for a while after this one, because I don't think this one's going to sell well. Now, it could sell well. I mean, Call of Duty World War II made $500 million because of chumps willing to buy into the hype, because they're chumps and fanboys, and the game sucks, but doesn't matter. They made $500 million, so maybe Battlefront will make that much money, and maybe it'll be huge. But I think this is a big fail. I really do. So, I think that what you're seeing right now is you're seeing kind of people slowly but surely awake to what I've been saying for the last like 4 or 5 years. and what a lot of people have been saying, like, I don't know how you guys, however you feel about Angry Joe, but he's been saying the same thing I've been kind of saying about AAA gaming, and EA and Activision especially for the last 4 or 5 years, that they're nothing, they don't care about anything but making money, and they're gonna nickel and dime people as much as possible. And these big companies, they don't pay taxes, they're subsidized with tax. Oh, with tax relief. Almost died, guys. Jesus, like a retard. That fucking took my health down when I haven't played this map in forever. And you know, you're just gonna keep seeing more and more bullshit from this. And you know, I'd like to say that, oh, it's not, they're gonna change their ways, but they're not. They're not. And this industry is in a lot of trouble. The AAA gaming industry, it's going to get into a lot of trouble. It's not in a lot of trouble yet. They're still making money. But I think they're going to keep doing this thing of microtransactions and loot boxes and making and putting it in a competitive comp suite where you actually get competitive advantages for buying loot boxes and spending money. And it's going to ruin these franchises. And these franchises are huge. I'm talking about Battlefield. I'm talking about Call of Duty. I'm talking about Destiny. These franchises are huge. These are, you know, if you combine them, they're multi-billion-dollar franchises. And that's what drives the AAA gaming industry. And I think what you're going to see is you're going to see a huge crash in terms of AAA. The game industry won't crash because they're still moving hardware. So the Xbox One X, and I'm happy that it's, because I'm going to get an Xbox One X. I'm not a fanboy. Clearly, this is on PlayStation. You guys know how I feel about PlayStation with the ability to record. I think that's a really cool thing they've given to players. Just, you know, I've talked about how you don't need a computer, you don't need a PC to do live comms, to do Let's Plays, whatever. So PlayStation is really great, and I really enjoy the PlayStation 4, but I'm an Xbox fan too. I'm happy that the Xbox One X has sold, and not just well. I mean, it's outsold the PS4 Pro by almost 70%. Comparable. It's sold it's sold just as well or better than the Switch. It's the 4th best-selling opening for a console in UK history. We don't know what the US numbers are, but I imagine it's really good. The Xbox is predominantly the strongest in the American sector, North American sector, so it'll be huge. It's probably the 2nd or 3rd best-selling console, I bet, like debut in America. So it's selling incredibly well. So they're still selling hardware, but software sales aren't as great in AAA gaming, and there's some serious issues. As I get chainsawed. Got a chainsaw, I rub your ass raw, and if my day keeps going like this, I'm gonna pwn some fucking zombies. Rambo Ricardo, Tier 1 operator, and Fred Durst, masterclass lyricist lover. Love that guy. But, you know, it's gonna crash. Like the AAA gaming industry. The gaming industry is not gonna crash. But AAA gaming is going to fucking eat shit soon. And they have no one to blame but themselves, because I said about DICE and EA. They have incredible franchises. Battlefield is an incredible franchise. I think it's out of the main big-time first-person shooter series. So CS, Counter-Strike, now Overwatch, Halo, COD, these series that sell, that are big time series. I still think Battlefield is either the best or second best. And they're squandering it. And DICE is very talented. I mean, if EA would just get out of DICE's way, they could do some great stuff. But they're just relentless, these corporate cocksuckers. They truly are ultimate scum and the cancer of the game industry, these empty suits. And the shareholders behind these people, the people we don't know. We know who the CEO of EA is. We can put a face to the madness, but we don't know the real people in charge, which are the shareholders of EA. They're the real people making all the decisions, these horrific decisions. And you know, those are the people that are really ruining the industry. But EA will only learn when the bottom line begins to decrease, when their revenue and net gains begin to decrease and the stocks fall, because that's all they care about. So we might have to kill some series, some beloved series. We might have to see Battlefield die. We might have to see Battlefront and Titanfall die for EA to change. That's just how it goes. And those series can be rebooted at a later time. But that might be what it needs to happen. So, I've been saying this for years. Like, none of the... Ooh, well, I'm getting hit. I don't have vibration turned off, so I can't really feel when I get tagged. I'm getting hit again. You know, I've been saying it for years. It's how bad. Oh my God, they're all after me. Let's throw a fucking frag. I just love this game. This game's so good. Now, this is an example of a game that doesn't gouge players, a game that, you know, has microtransactions, but it's all cosmetic. The game is very good, very clean in terms of, you know, gameplay-wise and reliability and all that stuff. And it's by an indie developer, Tripwire Interactive. Now, imagine if this game were made by EA or Activision, or Take-Two, or any of the big publishers. There would be season passes, and none of the maps would ever be free, and the game would be broken, and there'd be glitches, and, you know, all sorts of shit that happens with these AAA publishers. And, I mean, it used to be when you're talking about indie games, you're like, oh, this will have some bugs, this won't be as good. But now the indie games, we're getting near the boss level where that guy just screams, and it's like a glitch that it needs to be fixed. As I talk about how clean this game is, there's a kind of a glitch with the boss in terms of his audio. He's really loud. But yeah, that's where we are with this game, with the industry, the AAA games, and then they use the excuse of, oh, these games are so expensive to make. Oh God, we gotta charge you for this because the games of these days are so expensive. That's a load of bullshit. They're not expensive to make. Oh my God. Call of Duty's been using the same engine, the id Tech 3 engine, modified Quake 3 Arena, and modified Quake 2. It's like 1996. It's the same engine from 1996, people. Battlefield's been using the same engine since Battlefield 3, really. Frostbite 2. There's not a lot of difference between 2 and Frostbite 3. Go play Battlefield 3, you know, on PC, ultra settings, 1080p, whatever. And then go play Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 looks better, but it's not, oh my God, night and day. It's not, no. Yeah, go play Battlefront to Battlefront 2. Battlefront 1 looks almost as good, just, you know, I mean, they're not more expensive. They're not developing new tech. That's where the expense gets into it, when you have to develop new tech, because that takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of manpower. It takes a lot of processing power. I mean, you spend a lot of money to do that. So, all that shit's propriety what they're using. It's not even. They're not spending money, people, like they pretend to. These games are not that expensive to make. It's a load of bullshit. And you know, for them to say that, it's obnoxious. Oh my god, it's getting real now. Ooh, that's cool. Look at that slow-mo. Yeah, this game, if it were made by those fucking people, this would be $100 game to get what you have here. $200. It would, yeah. They'd be like, to get the Chris, you have to pay $2, and it's a random generated loot box. To get rocket launchers and to get the new maps and the new enemies, it's all you gotta pay, guys. We got a season pass for $30. Now you're over 100, and if you want skins and it would all affect gameplay. All that stuff affects gameplay. The weapons and the maps and the new enemies. This game would be $100 to get the full experience if those people made it. And it would be broken, just like Call of Duty's broken. Worst launch in Call of Duty history. World War II, the servers were fucked. You know, it would be fucking, it'd be a shit show. That's what AAA gaming has become. Just a shit show by shitbergs. Shitberg developers and publishers that don't care about making games anymore, and that's the problem. They're just in it for the money.
You earned the money. Now spend it.
And it's just going to get worse and worse, so that's my that's my spiel on this thing. It's just going to get worse and worse. I like to think like, oh, it's going to change, but I just have been in the industry too long. It's just not going to change. This shit's going to it's just going to go on and on until these games just crash completely. And EA is dissolved or really has to change, restructure. And the industry will struggle. I mean, to stay afloat, but it'll stay afloat. See, listen how loud this is. Oh, no, he's normal. He's not that loud. Good. Alright, maybe it worked. See, he's a new boss. This guy, so this guy would cost. This guy would be, you know, they'd want $10 for him, $15 for just a new character model. This game was made by Activision, so that's why I'm supporting these type of games. And there's still AAA games that aren't complete game. Like Titanfall 2 was pretty good, right? I mean, they didn't charge people for maps and shit, and you know, Halo 5 didn't charge people for map. There were no map packs in Halo 5. It was all free updates, and you know, the only thing that Halo 5 had that you paid for is these cosmetics that you could only use in casual modes and what do you call it? Oh, firefight. What's it called in Halo 5? I don't know what it's called. Yeah, so there's still some publishers that are, wow, that are doing it right, but not many. Not many. And not for long either. You know, I mean, it is kind of shitty. So, King Fleshpound. Oh God, it's getting crazy here, guys. It's getting completely nuts, man. It's getting fucking too. I need to be a tier 1 operator right here. Let me tell you, he's chasing me. Tier 1 people. Tier 1 people. Oh, my armor's almost gone. Damn, dude. Damn, dude. You are just not dying. Oh, I'm fucked. I ranked up. Level up. Demolitions. Oh. I need help. I need help. There we go. Sweet. We'll keep playing. I don't know how long this video go on, but yeah, I mean that's kind of that's kind of where we are. Oh yeah, we're gonna keep recording. This will be a long video, but you know, EA is just scummy. They tried pulling shit with a developer too. I don't know. I can't remember who it was, but it was like they tried to buy out the developer, and when the developer said no, we don't want you to buy us out, EA fucking like they sabotaged that developer. They sabotaged them like corporate espionage shit. I mean, EA is just so... They're just so bad. And it's only going to get worse. And like I said, until these developers and until these games die. I don't know how else to say it. And it kills me saying that about Battlefield. It hurts me to my core because it's one of my favorite, just not first-person shooters, but just games ever. I mean, if I were to make a top 10 list, I'd have at least 2 Battlefields in there. I'd have Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 in there. I mean, I love these games. Love them. Maybe I'll try something else. Maybe we'll try Going Commando. Actually, I like SWAT. It's better. It's the best. Plus, I just don't trust these fuckers on my team. So, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's only going to get worse. And that's sad. And I love that you start out with 100 armor with this guy. You don't have to buy armor all the time. It's nice. When you rank it up all the way or whatever. I don't think I'm ranked. Is it 20 or 25? I can't remember. But let's get outside. Where the fuck are these animals? Creature! You fucking scumbag zombie. Eat lead from a tier 1 operator. Tier 1, baby. Welcome to the Rock. Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. But if you've never seen The Rock, you're missing out. It's probably Michael Bay's best movie. That's not saying much. It's not like he's like fucking Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, but I mean, you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That and Bad Boys 2. Right? He did Bad Boys 2, I think, Michael Bay. Chitty chitty bang bang. Yeah, it's only gonna get worse with these fucking assholes. They're only gonna keep getting worse. They're only gonna keep gouging people and being the ultimate cunts. It's only gonna get worse with EA. And not just EA, Activision, Take-Two, they're all bad. And you know what? I saw something on Reddit about like Blizzard, like making fun of EA. Blizzard is just almost as scummy as EA. They're just as fucking bad, almost. With Overwatch, but Diablo, and they tried milking people with shit. Warcraft. I mean, yeah, it's like you're pretty scum too. You know, that's what it's like. Ooh, I bought the wrong gun because I'm a retard, guys. Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. I bought the wrong gun again. Double fail. Give me this one, you stupid game. Fuck it. I failed hard, but hey, it happens. Might need ammo for this. We're gonna use these. Oh, I didn't buy any ammo for these. I'm a fucking idiot. What a fail. But yeah, I mean, it's only gonna get worse, man. It's only gonna get worse, people. It's only gonna get worse. I don't know what to tell you. Prepare that anus. Because I mean, you know, the term whales meaning people that spend a lot of money on games, like on a one game, spend hundreds and hundreds, even in some cases thousands of dollars. Unfortunately, they're gonna keep doing it, and it's kind of like my critique on the modern gamer. I really hate the modern gamer. Like, I hate how mainstream gaming is. I can't stand it. That everyone thinks they're a gamer because they play Call of Duty or Madden, or, you know, they play like a couple games a year. I mean, I'm just, and they're all casual games, you know. I hate those type of people. I hate them. and they drive the industry, and that's why where we are. These people need to fucking be purged from the industry. It used to be when I was growing up, like when I was playing games late 90s, 2000s, and even late 2000s. Those type of people, they were Nintendo people, or the Nintendo kiddies, or the highly casual people, like Madden people, and the game industry wasn't tailored for those people. It was still tailored for the quote unquote hardcore. And I kind of blame Modern Warfare 2 for that. I kind of blame Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, if you want to know the truth for that, because Modern Warfare 2 was a huge game, and it brought in total casual people that would only play Modern Warfare 2 and nothing else for like a year. Those type of people. It brought in like the Madden crowd and the dude bro and the casuals and it brought in that in gobs, because that game was huge. I mean, how many copies has Modern Warfare 2 sold? It had to sell 20 million its first fucking month. I bet that game has sold 30 million copies lifetime, maybe more. And it wasn't a bad game. It was okay. I thought COD 4 was the best, but that's just my opinion. I'm just an old faggot. What can I say? I'm just a fucking old man. I'm just an old man trying to survive in this kid world of gaming. No, so yeah, I mean, that's kind of that shit. Look at this guy, Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead, you fucker. Huh. Okay, Pumpkinhead. So, yeah, it's just gonna get worse and worse, man. I don't know what. I hope it doesn't get worse and worse, but I know it is. I know it's gonna get fucking suck. I know it's gonna be complete suck tier. Complete just out of control. Oh look, Spider-Man. Oh. Oh, I'm missing the buttons. I'm trying to crouch. But I've been playing lately. I think I talked about this in the last video. I've been playing like Doom 3 and older games and older first-person shooters, and there's so much more skill in older first-person shooters than new ones. Even older CODs compared to new CODs are, I don't know, first-person shooters have really gotten just dumbed down. And yeah, it really just gotten dumbed down, man. These first-person shooters and just gaming in general, and like Fallout 4 is a great example of that. A game just completely dumbed down to sell as many copies as possible. You compare Fallout 4 to New Vegas or Fallout 3, it doesn't compare. It does not compare. It's not even fucking close. It's not even close. They dumbed down so much shit with that game. It's unbelievable. I think Skyrim's a better RPG, more hardcore than fucking Fallout 4. God, that game was such a disappointment. And Bethesda's scumbags too. They with those Bethesda Soft Workshop or the paid mods. It won't work. It's failing gloriously. But I mean, just them trying that shows that they don't give a fuck about their fan base. They don't give a fuck about people, about the growing community, or they don't care. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. These people are animals. They're complete animals. I don't want that piece of shit. Get that out of here. And, yeah. Yeah, I heard that. I was like, oh, God. God, you guys suck so hard. God, you suck. That's the first thing I thought. Like, Just, God, man, you're gonna ruin Fallout. And they have. I mean, Fallout 4 is utter dog shit. No one likes that fucking game. I mean, there's probably people that are like, oh, Fallout 4 is the greatest ever. Fallout 4 is amazing. I've only been playing video games for like 2-3 years. I think it's amazing. It's better than Fallout 3. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, well, it's new. It's got to be better. No. Once you play games, like how I grew up playing games, I talked about this, like, you know, Quake 3 Arena, Half-Life 1, KOTOR, you know, I mean, Metal Gear Solid 2, you know, when you grow up playing those games and shit, and you play the modern games of those series or whatever, they suck. They're fucking dog shit. You know, Halo 2, Halo Combat Evolved. You compare Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2 to fucking Halo 5 and shit. Oh my god, it's not even a comparison. The OG Halo games are so much better in every way, other than graphics, right? I mean, that's about it. But even then, I still like the art direction and atmosphere that the old Halos had compared to the new ones. You know, I still liked how the elites looked in the old Halos compared to the new shiny, everything's shiny about the elites. I don't know, it's just fucking, it just seems like these older games are better. Maybe I am just really fucking old. It's not true though, because I have loved some new games this generation. I loved Ori and the Blind Forest. I love The Witcher 3. You know, I mean, so I just, you know, I love Dark Souls 3, even though I was a complete scrub and I barely played it. I barely played Dark Souls 3, but this is how good Dark Souls is. I barely played Dark Souls 3, and I watched a ton, like, Let's Plays, and my favorite YouTuber played the shit out of it, and it was hilarious. I still have mad respect for that game, and I'm not any good at it, and I barely play it, and I think that's a great game. It's like one of the best games of this generation, maybe of all time. I mean, you know, that's it. That's it. Dark Souls 3, The Witcher 3, and Ori and the Blind Forest. I can't name you another fucking game that was fucking this good this generation. I can't name you shit. I can't name you one that I was like, oh, that's amazing. You got to play that. I mean, now, granted, I haven't played, like, Horizon Zero Dawn. I've heard that one's great. Like, a lot of PlayStation exclusives this generation I heard of really good. But I played Nier Automata. I might make some videos of Nier. I might play it again. And I thought it was really good, but it was not an earth-shattering, like, wow, that's, like, top tier. It wasn't. You know, and, like, the Wolfenstein games, those are good, but they're not great. They're not, like, the new Doom was good. Not great. I still gotta finish that Let's Play. I'll try to do that one of these days. But, you know, but yeah, I would say Ori, Witcher 3, and Dark Souls, like, those are games that I'll remember for years and years, and I'll keep playing. And it's just like, that's it, man. Like, even like last gen, there was, I mean, look at, oh my God, look at all the amazing series that were created last gen. Mass Effect, Uncharted, Red Dead Redemption. I like the P90 actually. You know, I'm missing so many. BioShock, Metro. There's tons more. I'm just missing. I'm drawing a blank. I am drawing literally just tons of great IPs, tons of great games. Look at even the Halo last gen games. Halo 3, Halo Reach, and I know that Halo 4 is really divisive, but Halo 4 is better than Halo 5. I mean, in every way, other than maybe the multiplayer. If you're really competitive and you really can get over thruster packing, I don't like thruster packing. They should just have no Spartan abilities. Just have sprint. I'm old school, so I think you should take out sprint. I think you should take out thruster pack, Spartan abilities, all that shit. It should just be all about map control, power weapons, and old school Halo movement. Oh, and I like the movement from Halo 2. I think that was the best. Now, granted, you know, the people that they're after are not like that. I mean, you know, they don't want me in this series, you know. I'm too critical of Halo, so they won't go after someone like me. You know, my opinion does not matter. You know, they want the YOLO 360 no scope 10-year-olds. I bang your mom. COD kiddies to get into Halo, and that's why there's unlimited sprint and what do you call it? Spartan abilities, ground pounding, and fucking what do they? Oh god, I can't remember what it's called. Starts with an L. Oh shit. Vaulting, not doesn't start with an L. Vaulting and all this shit. They want to make it. They want to make it as Call of Duty and Titanfall and as possible because that's what the kiddies are playing. But it's failed. They can't retain players in Halo 5. Halo 5 is consistently out of the top 20 most played in Xbox. It's consistently in the bottom part of Twitch. I mean, accessibility does not equal quality, and it never has in gaming, and it never will. Like, it's just... It's just how it is. That's how the game industry is. I mean, you can't really... I'd say I'm shocked about this shit, but I expect it now. I just expect these games to suck nowadays. I expect them to gouge customers. I expect all that shit to happen nowadays. I think that's where we are as a game industry. I don't think it's going to get any better. And, just how it is, man. Got to find the good games when you can. They're few and far between. I'd love for Divinity Original Sins 2 to come out on console. I hear that game's amazing. That's kind of an old school Baldur's Gate type of, but I hear it's awesome. It looks great too. The rave reviews. Hopefully it wins Game of the Year at the end of the year. Nominations from someone and gets noticed. These type of games are just few and far between. Not a lot of them. Yeah, not a lot of them. Not a lot. And yeah, I'd love to see that come on. I don't know. There's just, I don't know, man. I couldn't forgive EA for what they did to Mass Effect. I mean, Mass Effect 3 to me was the greatest mishap in gaming history. I think they completely fucked it up. I'm not just talking about the ending, although that was the big one, right? How bad the ending was. But I mean, there's other things they did really poorly with that game. And it just crushed me because that's my favorite series of all time. Maybe not anymore. The Witcher might be my favorite series of all time. But Mass Effect was, probably still is. And I was so disappointed. Although I love the multiplayer for Mass Effect. Isn't that strange? I thought the multiplayer got really good because they started adding free stuff because they knew they fucked up. They were probably going to charge for those maps and shit, but they knew they fucked up. And they're like, oh, well, we better give them free shit because we've fucked this game up so much. It's probably what's going to happen with Battlefront 2. Yeah, it'll try to buy its customers back. But I never forgave him, excuse me. I never forgave him for Mass Effect, how they treated BioWare and how they rushed Casey Hudson and how they told Drew K kind of to kick, they were kind of like, well, okay, Drew, if you don't want to work, you don't have to. I mean, if I were EA, I would have done everything I could to keep Drew K. How much money do you want, Drew? Oh, I want 100 grand, 500. Oh, okay. Because you're amazing. You've written KOTOR, you've written Jade Empire, you've written Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. You're an incredibly good writer. But they didn't, Because they don't care about quality. It's all about quantity, selling products, getting people to buy season passes and DLC. And remember the online passes EA tried? That's an EA thing. EA pioneered that, where you had to pay on online pass. That's how it was kind of a war against used games, because used games were doing so well. So what they did is they did this with Battlefield Bad Company 2. This was the first time they did it. 2010. You can take your mind back there. They put season passes on, so season passes was like a little card you got in the thing, and it had a little, you know, like what you'd enter in the redeem code thing, and that would let you play online. That would let you play the multiplayer component of a Battlefield game that you bought full price. And I was like, this is so gay, because if in a used game, right, the guy would take it to GameStop or whatever, and there wouldn't be a online pass if you bought it used. So you just have access. You'd have to buy the online pass, and they charge, you know, like $10, $15 for it. They did that. They tried that. That was EA. These fucking guys. These fucking scumbags. Jesus Christ, they nickel and dime everything. And then that didn't work out. People were like, what the fuck? And then they got rid of that because, you know, people were like, fuck you. And I don't think they had any online pass for Battlefield 3. Maybe they did. Did they have one for Medal of Honor? Door Fighter? That's what I call that game. Door Fighter. I don't know. I can't remember. Cannot remember. They probably did. But they replaced that with the premium. Remember premium? I remember that in Battlefield 3. Premium. Become premium. And it was expensive as fuck in Battlefield. It was $50, basically another game. So on top of the $60 game, you bought $50 for the map packs. And so $110. And then they had they had called kit shortcuts that you could buy, and you could get the assault, medic, DMRs, carbines, whatever. You could have them all unlocked, but you'd pay for it. You know, so instead of unlocking them like normal, instead of unlocking the fucking games like a normal player, unlocking the weapons, you could just buy it, right? And it, you know, he's like, well, now that's optional, and that's scummy, but it's not nearly as scummy as Battlefront, where, you know, you have to buy these packs to get the good stuff. So, you know, gives you, you know, that's cool. Oh God, that's cool. My God, I wish this recorded in 60 FPS. You could see this fucking glorious. Hey, buddy. The fuck? Shut up, motherfuckers. He led. Took a lot of rounds, didn't he? There we go. Clean these motherfucking zombies up. But yeah. I mean, EA's done so fucking for years. Years they've been like this. Fucking years. Oh God, this fucking industry. Oh Jesus. And then they pay all these big YouTubers to say how great their game was. How great. I remember that with Battlefield 4. The usual suspects. You know, if you're a Battlefield guy, you know what I'm talking about. The big Battlefield YouTubers. They flew them all out to EA, and they, you know, told everyone, oh my, all these Battlefield YouTubers, you know, let me tell you, their names rhyme with Level Crap, Jack Fags, and X Factor. And I'm not going to confirm nor deny these people. But they flew these guys out, and, you know, oh my God, Battlefield 4 is going to be so amazing. It's going to be so great. It's going to be the best Battlefield ever. Oh, geez, it's going to have everything. And the beta was a mess. These guys are still putting out videos about how great Battlefield is, still doing like loadouts and shit, not talking about how broken it is. And then the game released, and what a shitstorm. And not once did I hear from these big YouTubers, don't buy this game. This game is garbage. EA is fucked up big time. It's don't buy it until they fix it. Never did I hear that from them. You know, like a few of them. Like I remember level crap. YouTuber who may or may not rhyme with level crap. I'm not going to confirm nor deny it. He made a couple videos, but it was so bad, Battlefield 4 launch, that these guys should have been totally anti-DICE, anti-Battlefield 4. And they weren't, because they're getting paid and because their livelihoods were tied to EA and DICE and the success of this game. So they just kind of went about business as usual. And the game was horrible. It was terrible. It was awful. Battlefield 4 was awful at launch. It was fucking awful. One of the worst launches ever. And that's just what EA does. And EA had what was called the Roku initiative, where they approach YouTubers, give them copies of the game or whatever, fly them out to places, and then the YouTuber gives a glowing review about it. And these people will always say, well, I don't have to give a good review about it, but they do. They talk about how great the game is, and they have certain selling points. You know, with Battlefield 4, it was a levolution and less suppression, and you know, return of real jets, and you know, the maps are really designed like they are in real life, and you know, it's a newer and better version of Battlefield 3. It's gonna be great. You know, that was kind of the, and they, I mean, you know, like if you approach me, if EA approached me and they said, hey, for the Fly 212, they would never do this because I'm not popular at all, and I probably will never be. And they said, hey, we'll fly out to fucking EA Studios and, you know, a part of the Roku initiative and pay for your room and all that. But you know, you don't have to say the game's amazing. But we don't want you to listen to how loud this is. See, it's
you must stop.
So they would never do that. But that would be what EA would do, right? They do something.
I've chosen a new subject.
And I tell them,
guess who?
I'd be like, just give me a, you know, I'll do a review copy, but you don't fly me out anywhere.
Old man, old guns. Hurts, no?
Total scummy, non-objective. So
That hurts.
that's what I think about that.
Enough of these little attacks. There is something more to think about.
EA debacle. So. I'm gonna end the video here because I don't want to hear this guy scream.
You perhaps
guys
some
don't
grenades will
You
finish
probably
you.
can't hear me very good. I'm turning away.
Fine.
It's fucking loud as fuck.
Enough of this phase.
It's a glitch.
I grow tired.
It's a complete glitch, but
Time to try the next phase. Let's see how brave you are.
so, you know, that's EA. They're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it over and over again. It won't change. This won't change anything. And thanks for the few people that tune into these videos. And I'll try to keep putting out more videos. And this is the Fly 212, Quack Quack, aka Quack Quack, aka Nick Cage Sucks, aka Rambo Ricardo, Tier 1 Operator. Signing off, YouTube. Take it easy. Have a good day. Out.